Hello and welcome to another day in the arena. It's an unusual day because it is the weekend, and I don't usually record or release stuff on the weekend, but we're going to do a special event-driven video here to last you until the week. So the idea is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I often have family to visit, I often have other things to do. I don't often play as much Arena, and I often take a break from uploading the content, but there are times when that doesn't quite make sense, when I don't have somewhere I have to be, and I have an hour or two on my hands, and it's like, well, I could get some more out there. So what we're going to do, this isn't just to set expectations, we're not going to do this every weekend. It's going to be just one of those little surprises when it does happen. We're going to do event videos. So I'm going to enter an event, I'm going to record the whole thing, I'm going to upload it. They'll likely be longer videos, and you can watch the video or as much or as little as you want to, but it'll just be me taking probably a deck that we covered elsewhere. It might even be something new sometimes. I'm not sure. I haven't decided if we're going to put new decks through this series. But for one thing, I do have to do a new deck because today's event is going to be quick Singleton. Maybe in the future we'll also do some best of threes, some drafts. Some of you have been asking for it, and honestly it's not what I want to do with my regular videos, but maybe for these event videos we can give you a little something extra. Today we're doing Singleton. Singleton has returned, the only banned card, and this is a little misinformation I gave earlier that I've been corrected by. Thank you very much for people letting me know this in comments and in Discord. Smuggler's Copter is banned in Singleton. But that is all, and everything else is not banned, including many of the energy cards that are banned in Standard. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter the Singleton event, and we're going to play an energy Singleton list that I've created. I'll get into the deck list we can do the deck list first as kind of a different thing since we're doing events. Once I get going, I probably don't want to stop. So let's have a look. Don't be surprised when you put banned cards in your deck, the exclamation points show up. And it always kind of looks that way. Plus these ones always have a red next to them. I don't want to talk too much about the individual card selections as it would probably take a very long time, but we're basically doing an energy theme. So we have a lot of one-ofs. Obviously that's Singleton, but we have a lot of energy cards. And hopefully there are enough to make this possible. They're peppered by a few removal spells and super value planeswalkers, and just a couple other cards that kind of chip in. We are actually a 5-color deck, which is a little silly, but I'm hoping that we can make up the 5-colorness and keep it real with cards like Servant of the Conduit, Cultivator's Caravan. Our splashes are specifically for 2 cards. This is one, it's Felidar Guardian. It has an infinite combo with Saheeli Rai. Maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't. The other is the Scarab God. Oh yes, it's the Scarab God. Because, you know, sometimes you just have to Scarab God somebody. It's what you gotta do. Other than that, just a splattering of energy-related cards, planeswalkers, and some removal spells to keep everything real. I wouldn't call it it's untested. I'm not gonna sit here and call it the smartest thing I've ever done, because I haven't played it much. And I just threw it together to do this event video. So I'm hoping actually that we learn on the fly. A peek behind the camera. When I use the Young CGB account, I'm showing every game I play. So what I'm doing is very untested, but it's things I'd have confidence in, and it's things I would do if I started the game today. So I hope that helps make the Young CGB series an honest review. As for my main account, where I'm making the full-blown deck tech videos, I test those decks probably through a quick constructed at least once, or if it's a jank tank deck, I'll test it in free play, and I'll try to get a feel for it and make sure that some of the card choices are right. For these event videos, we'll either use decks I've tested before for the events, or we'll make something new for a unique event like Singleton, and this is an untested build, just to set some expectations there before we begin. And here we go. Let's get into a game. If I Saheeli Felidar Guardian combo somebody one time today, we'll call it a productive day. I've never actually got to do it while it was in Standard. I never did it. That was during that period I had stopped playing paper Magic, and I was playing Magic Duels a lot, and that card never got put in Magic Duels. Surprise, surprise. Well, this is an interesting hand. We need it if we get any land that is not a red land in our top couple cards, the hand is good-ish. It's still a bit slow. I'm gonna try it. I'm really not sure. I think that slow hands are normally good in Singleton, although the monocolors, hyper-aggressive red, black, and green decks do make that a lot harder, and my opponent's first play certainly implies that this could be that kind of situation. Based on this draw and all my 5-drops, I think I'm actually going to be waiting to crack this. I want to see my draw step before I do. Okay. I'm kind of punished. Oops, sorry. But now we have to gamble. And do we have more green sources or blue sources? It's pretty much even. I think it's perfectly even, to be exact. And what do we need more? Well, if we get a green source, I think we're more likely to find a blue because we might draw an Attune with Aether. So that's going to tilt me to the green, and we're going to hope it works out. Or else we're going to have a very sad first game. The elves are coming. Our opponent must be lacking a land, or I believe we'd have seen Rishkar. Or not. Opponent missing a point of damage there. But it happens. Mistakes are made. Okay, it's a blue source, but it's tapped. That's okay, though. I'm going to point this at Rishkar now, before our opponent gets to untap with mana available. They could have a Blossoming Defense. They could have a Pump Spell. Those things are very annoying, but if they have them, let's make them use it now. The Patch's Mark, sure. Now let's see what our opponent can do with their amazing draw so far. Okay. And do they have a follow-up creature to put themselves very, very far ahead? No? Well, that's fortunate. So I'm going to play the Rogue Refiner and hope to draw a land. Falling behind on our land drops is very scary when we have really good 5s, but of course we didn't draw one. Those 2-land hands, they get me in so much trouble. It's interesting because some amount of them work out, but you don't remember that. You just remember how badly it goes. But hey, banned cards. Hype. Well then. I guess I see what this deck's about. We'll trade there, go to 5. Top deck perfectly. From here on out, maybe make a game of this. Reclamation Sage, no target. That's very frustrating. That is deeply frustrating. The play is the Aether Meltdown, I suppose, but it's not a good play for sure. I think I'm tilting. I should have waited till they attacked. That way they wouldn't know that they could use that card for mana. But yeah, it frustrates me deeply getting mana screwed on my first game in any event. And then you have to shake it off and try to run the table from there. Let's put out the Cub. Our opponent might be stalling, and our Cub can be a 4/4. We have 4 energy stockpiled. Brontodon, okay. It is the biggest creature, but our opponent has... Okay, so we gotta do it this way now, or else our Cub will die. The opponent can attack. If they attack with their Sage, I'm pretty much stuck blocking. So here's the tough part. I can go to 1 and try to find any other creature or any other way to defend myself. Actually, nothing in my hand does it. So now, even if I draw land here, it won't do it. I guess I'm just... If I'm counting on a removal spell anyway, I may as well take this block. No, if I'm counting on a removal spell anyway, I may as well not take the block. So that I still have a Cub at the end of this party. It's a draw, but the Brontodon ruins it. But we'll see. What can we do? We can crew the No, crewing the Harvester won't really work. Well, we can crew the Harvester, block the Sage. Brontodon sacks kills the Harvester, No life is gained, but no damage is dealt. Okay. Opponent's still doing it. Draw Cultivator of Blades. But also hope they make a mistake. There's always the chance for a mistake. But I think we couldn't be much deader than we are. So here's the thing. If we crew the Harvester and they sack the Brontoton, then I die. But we'll make them have the play. They might miss it. If they let me block first, I have a chance. I would like to block. Oh, I get to block. Okay, does look like the opponent didn't see the line for the lethal. Because now if they sack their Brontodon, I take no damage anyway, and the Brontodon is gone. I do think I'm dead next turn regardless, but at least we're giving it a try. Yeah, this was an absolute train wreck. Ugh. Getting our event videos off to a hideous start. That left a mark. I better get into another game before I just hate Magic forever. The Nine-Tailed Beast. Well, Naruto, we meet again. You always were annoying. Little inside jokes for you Naruto anime fans. So far so good this time. I guess we'll jam Saheeli Rai and see if our opponent's just packing 100 counter spells in Singleton. Oh yeah.
Enough.
So far so good. I'll play around a sensor.
You will not win.
This'll be fun. What sparkling color and analysis can I give after taking an elf beatdown while mana screwed and now taking a mono blue counterspell beatdown? I don't know what I can say. I don't know what I could possibly say. But hey, we countered a brawl, so there's that. Alright, what you got? It's kind of funny to draw the one swamp in the deck. Okay then. Make sure you wait till end of turn when the opponent's tapped out to do nothing, then pass the turn. Fun. Put a stop on our upkeep in case we decide to use this. Oh, okay. You're gonna bounce it. Alright. I mean, that's something. Interesting card choice. I guess there are wizards that our opponent has shown that they play. So now, this is interesting because we can play the Hydra, which I don't think our opponent is going to be able to interact well with, but the Journey Mage, no, it can kind of block it. I think I'll just replay the Scarab God. Make sure that that keeps resolving. Make my opponent have the answers. It's not easy for mono blue to deal with if they can't counter it. Alright, commit. Put it away for a minute. They've been drawing just fine. But we'll keep the pressure on them. A few more lands ain't a bad thing. Now we'll have our Hexproof Hydra. Let's see what the opponent wants to do next. And I think what I'll go for here instead of the Scarab God is Vizier on my Hydra. If that resolves, we get 3 more energy, so we don't have to worry about attacking through the Journey Mage. If it's countered, we can Embalm it. So it's kind of a waste of a counterspell unless that counterspell is a Syncopate. Exactly a Syncopate. Does our opponent have exactly a Gear Hulk is something I'm wondering. Well, we have 2 pumps. If our opponent does have a Gear Hulk, we can trade with it. So I think we should get busy. Trading with a Gear Hulk, then playing a Scarab God feels good. Yeah, opponent does have it. Now, are they going to memory, I wonder? Let's see what they do. Memory would be the absolute circus moment. Yep, they're going for it. Make me shuffle my Scarab God away, but I do get 7 cards, and I have some untapped mana. And I drew an Aether Meltdown. That's pretty good. It's not a great hand. All right, let's see how you want to block. All right. So we want to leave a green open. There, that does it. We'll throw Aether Meltdown on your Gear Hulk. Makes it a 1/6, so it's not even going to trade after all this is done. And we'll play our Llanowar Elf and our Evolving Wilds. And I guess I'll get the white mana, because I have plenty of everything else, I think. So if we draw Felidar Guardian, it's not toast in our hand. Maybe I should have saved the Evolving Wilds to use to generate energy with the Aetherworks Marvel. That's a pretty narrow line, though. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I like having the elf out better. Tempest Caller. Sure. Defensive Tempest Caller. That's when you know it's getting sad out there. So I think actually having Nissa out is better than having this out. So we're going to lead with this for a negate. Nope. All right, your turn, Nissa.
Rise, my elemental friend. The land shall conquer you.
We'll pull you out of the fire. This one is also a straight trade right now with the Journey Mage. We don't really want to offer that, so we'll go with you guys. Our opponent can double block. They lose both creatures, though. And we gain an energy, so our Vizier of Many Faces over here, that's a Hydra, can gain hexproof now too. So anytime a permanent is put into a graveyard, we gain an energy, is how that's working. In case anybody missed that, what the what the Aetherworks Marvel does. Sorry, it is a banned card that people haven't been able to play if they joined Magic recently in the last few years, or if they just took some time off. This what is a banned card because it did absolutely stupid things in Standard, like let people play Ulamog on turn 4. You know, nice things like that. Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Look it up. Lots of land. Makes me think I should Emblem. And I think I will. It also gets energy for Marvel, draw more cards. Seems good against a control deck. They could have Disallow, which would be the one sad thing, but it looks like that's not the case. Well, they have something. What's it gonna be, Mono Blue? What you got?
The land bestows opportunity for those who are worthy.
I think I'll play this one and pay the 1. We could sacrifice it. We don't actually need it. We could sacrifice it to make an energy. And because remember, if we get to 6, we get to spin the Marvel. I guess I'll attack first. Now that the Gear Hulk's down, I'm not too afraid. Let's see what our opponent does. Release into the wind. Exile it. For as long as it remains exiled, the owner may cast it. Well, our opponent didn't have a disallow, but that doesn't mean they don't have an essence scatter. Still, with an Aetherworks Marvel, I really, really want to spin because I haven't done this in a long time. I'm going to go ahead and let that resolve. It is a Vizier, though. I forgot that it was a Vizier. All right. Hopefully we can draw something hot. So I'm not going to pay one. We're just going to sacrifice it, make the energy. Draw the card. Ah, that's pretty good. Do I play it now? I suppose so. I should have done it before combat. I guess I missed a few things this particular turn. It's my first time playing the deck. Have fun with me. Come along with me for the ride. Yep, the Essence Scatter, the one of Essence Scatter is there. Alright, I could resolve the Vizier, but I'll just end the turn and hang on to it. Wait for something hot to copy. Oh, I wonder if the opponent has something for this. So I'll play the untapped land to play around Supreme Will and Metallic Rebuke. Who knows what our opponent has? Probably all of the above when you're mono blue Singleton. Jam it. How many counters are you playing? I'm sure the answer is all of them, but they gotta run out someday. The return of the solo cancel. Pretty sure they just drew that because of the way that Marvel resolved a few turns ago, but that would make sense. So, Mono Blue, you're not going to go quietly, I see. Perhaps if I stopped making mistakes, I'd be a little better off. My misplay count, or punt count as we call it on Twitch, has definitely gone up on YouTube videos. I think that's just a product of making more and more videos. Somewhere between like 4 and 6 hours a day of making Magic content. I usually play Magic for that time anyway, when I get the chance to, but nobody's tracking my mistakes and I'm not really thinking too hard about it. But when you do it enough times on camera in front of people, starts to tilt you a little. I'm trying to let that go. Thank you everybody for the support. I don't mind having misplays pointed out, but it's frustrating when people dwell on them. To be honest, that hasn't been too big of a deal. Okay, my opponent's going to Riverwise Augur twice, I believe, because this is a wizard. What a nice little sequence for them. Wow. We could yet lose the game. Our opponent with some card advantage engine, and if we keep drawing like very weak cards and they have a counterspell every single turn of every single game, it could become a very frustrating time. Alright, Harness Lightning. Shall we see which counterspell our opponent wishes to use, or should we draw a card first? I don't know what I might need the mana for, but since I don't know, I may as well go with untapped instead of tapped. You'd hate to come up a mana short. Unreal. Alright, see what happens. I'm sure it'll get countered, but we have to keep forcing it. Make them have a counterspell every single turn of their life. I see. Very, very annoying. But at least they didn't get to draw a card off of it. One little victory at a time. No attackers. So I sort of want to chump block with the elf, though, to trigger the Marvel. Surely there's got to be something besides land in here somewhere. Let's see how many other wizards our opponent has stockpiled to go with Naban. At least the Naban angle is a nice twist on the counter everything for the rest of your life blue deck. makes me feel like maybe I haven't seen this before. All right. Take that action. Okay. This says, one damage each opponent. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature, except it's an artifact. In addition to its other types. Has to be something I control. I can't copy the Marvel just to make 2 energy. It's interesting. Let's see what happens if we go for this Brawler. How many counters do you have right this second? Oh, well then. Energy, you say? Alright. What do you got for this? Okay then.
My creations are things of beauty.
I think we're going to plus. I think getting some Planeswalker value is better than throwing an extra brawler here, and that's a good one. It's a very good one. All right, let's end the turn. We can do this at instant speed, so we want to try to save it for a good moment. End of our opponent's turn, for example. It's one of those effects where you wait for as long as possible. Though we could go right now. With our opponent down to 1 island, it does mean that disallow isn't an option. So let's do it. And we got Nissa, Steward of the Elements. That's not a good one because it comes out and dies. We definitely don't need more mana. We could use an Abrade and kill the Naban, but I think what I want is the Virtuoso. I just don't think you can do much better than making a lot more energy and having another body that's good to target with Saheeli Rai. We're not running a million bombs for this Marvel to hit. It's more about value. But we're going to need value because our opponent has a full grip. A full grip and a counter-tastic deck. So this is interesting. Until end of turn, if a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it. So that includes off the Aetherworks Marvel, but the funky thing is they have to sacrifice it before the ability resolves. They can't see what I choose and then use it. Okay, our opponent's going for Brawl's expertise. I would have thought they'd bounce their own Augur, and it doesn't look like that's the case at all. We have 4 energy. I could use it to make a Thopter. What does a Thopter do? It does protect Saheeli Rai. Our Mistcaller, well, it's a token creature. Yeah, we'll make a Thopter. Maybe get Saheeli to live. Mistcaller can't stop me from getting a Thopter token. But does the opponent know? I don't think they do. Yeah, there's still skill in the game. And by that, for the most part, reading the cards and understanding what they do. Still a big part of the game. So let's see what our opponent plays off their Brawl. Champion of Wits. Double triggers. Must be fun. I'm pretty jealous. Alright, plenty of lands hitting the bin. Our opponent's still with plenty of those. They got 25 cards left in their deck. I do wonder about the relative strength of their deck and if they can grind us out, since I think our cards will be generally more powerful. Ooh, I'm stunned, but maybe the opponent is now more scared of Saheeli? Let's see what happens here. Throwing the Naban into combat, I don't know.
Cease this.
Okay, so when the token dies, it triggers the Marvel, so we get another energy. That's something. Now let's see what our opponent wishes to counter, I suppose. But first I'll draw a card. The opponent does know about our threats. So if they're going to counter something, let's see what they do. All right, up to 4 energy. I would expect this one to be the one that gets countered if they drew something. And of course. So we could go to 6 with a Brawler. Lose Saheeli. That actually makes it go to 7. However, with 2 blockers versus 2 creatures, I think I'm okay. Let's plus.
I know how to stop you.
That's a good one. I wish I'd scribed before I played my land, so I'd drawn that for the turn. I'll have to do that next time. Yep, here comes the champ and the augur. So my opponent getting back a champ just kind of furthers the decking plan and makes more energy for us. So I'm happy to get a spin of the Marvel here and trade resources. I'm not that scared of the Champion of Wits coming back. Which that turns on the Marvel. I'm gonna go ahead and let them resolve this trigger. They might find a counter afterwards though. I guess I shouldn't. I guess I should do it now before they get to resolve the trigger. Let's see what we have. And it looks like the best card is the Rogue Refiner. So that's where we'll go. All of our little energy creatures going to the bottom. This is why I can't have nice things. Oh, look who's back. Back again. If only that were one closer to the top. I made so many mistakes this turn. That little, if I had scryed with Saheeli before taking my draw by playing the land, things would have been very different. So, do we go for a minus on Saheeli to copy a Rogue Refiner? The opponent might have a bounce spell, but then we get to draw another card anyway. I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to take that risk. See what happens here. And if they do that, they might not be able to counter the Scarab God. If they tap too much of their mana. Like, say they tap 4 mana for a blink of an eye or leave in the dust.
Because one is never enough.
There we go. There we go. So what do we want more? We can do Scarab God, activate it, and play Chandra. Like, that can all happen this turn. I think what I want more is the Scarab God, because the Torrential Gearhulk, the Riverwise Augur, there's just the Journey Mage, the Glorybringer. Yeah, it's all there. It is all there, my friends. So let's go for red, colorless, and the white we don't use. Go for the Chandra. Here comes a counter. Yep, the negate returns.
Feel my pain!
So we don't have another black, which means we can't use this turn regardless. So let's play this and see what we draw. My skill at drawing land is unparalleled. While opponent's skill at drawing counters is unquestionable. Alright, so if this dies, it's exile at end of turn, right? Okay, so if this dies, we go to 5 energy. I guess I don't really want to do that. Not a lot to lose attacking here, though. We get a free energy if the opponent blocks it. One could say I could have used the Hash Up Oasis there, and I would have been back to 6 energy. Yep. First day playing the deck. Never played Teamer energy when it was legal in Standard, so have mercy on CGB as he's learning the ways of the Aetherworks Marvel. Inspiration making the Singleton cut. 17 cards to go. Water Trap Weaver. Well, that will help my opponent kill Saheeli Rai, but will give me another Marvel spin. And somewhere in that takes out the dream of the Felidar Guardian. There were all of these Marvel hits. Stop. If we had just hit Felidar Guardian, the game would have ended.
Is destruction your only art?
Oh, destruction's my favorite art. If that's what you're talking about. All right, let's do it. Keep it spinning. Spin the wheel. Oh, there it is. Vivien Reid. You don't really do much. Felidar Guardian can blink the Rogue Refiner. Pretty meh. Yeah. Thinking about the rest of the cards in my deck, I feel like Sky Sovereign does the most. Although Vivien's good for grinding, and we are in a grind. I think I'll take the Vivien. Of course, won't matter if our opponent ripped another counter, which I'm not complaining.
How this thing goes is up to you, pal.
Their deck is designed to draw counter spells. That's what it does. I'm not surprised that's what's happened in this game. You know what I mean? All right, draw the card. All right. A lot of things, a lot of little decisions that haven't quite broken my way. I would have loved to play that Field of Ruin for my land for turn. All right, we'll take the Voyager. Reveal the Voyager. Let's test for a counterspell. Do you have some other creature-related thing like a Bone to Ash? Doesn't look like it. All right, so let's assume what? Is the Supreme Will gone? It is. There could still be a Syncopate. And what do they have open? 4? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll play a Ballista for 4. Leaving 4 mana open can also just be a pump of the Ballista. At least our opponent doesn't get to use the Arch of Vraska here this turn. Alright, Glimmer of Genius. Get deeper. As if we haven't seen the deck already. What is this, game 2? This might be a really long video. Why is my timer running? I'm not holding anything up. I have found Singleton games to be pretty long and pretty grindy, though. And that, you know, that's some of the appeal. There's a River's Rebuke from our opponent. Well, first, let's put 4 mana into our Walking Ballista. Resolves. Now we'll remove most of the counters. Well, wait, what am I doing? I can just go face. But then if our opponent counters the Ballista on the way back down, it's a very bad look. As it is, we can just keep pushing our board advantage until we win that way. We're also going to be the first one to win in the decking battle as well. So we'll take out your big old champion. Resolve that. I'll pick up all my cards. It's fine. I'll live. Opponent gets in for 2. They chart the course. They play this card to copy chart the course. So they're going to go to 10 cards left in the library, and they are fully tapped out. All right. We can play a very large ballista, but I don't think that's going to be needed. Lots of blue, not much red. Let's get the Marvel down. Play Field of Ruin. We're not going to want to sacrifice that, though, till the very last moment. We don't want to give our opponent double blue while we're getting all our stuff onto the battlefield. Do we want to River's Rebuke our opponent? I don't think so. You can come out. Interesting. But not really anything I want to bounce, to be totally honest. There's a Harvester. Here's a Voyager. Yep, blow up your arch. Becomes our 5th energy, gets us a land. Have a look. Yeah, our best cards, like the cards that are going to give us the best chance of winning the game, are in our hand now. So we're kind of stuck with the toys we've got. We're going to want to lower the value and up the pressure from here on out. Keep the Walking Ballista in our back pocket. Kind of amazed. Our opponent only has 14 lands on the battlefield. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there's still like 5 more lands somewhere between their deck and hand. That's a good amount of bricks. It's a good amount of bad, is what it is. Trying to decide if I want to do something seemingly reckless like Oasis this, but I don't think that's the play. Our opponent's going to scoop him. Yeah, I'm guessing that there's still a good amount of land. And so, yeah. Energy on the grind. And that's the amount of effort we have to go through for the 1-to-1. But so far, 2 games, 2 monocolored opponents. Is monocolored Singleton the way to go? Is it the way to be? Am I just a crazy person because when I think of Singleton, the last thing I think of is playing a mono deck? Let me know. Again, with the bad draws. Come on now. Ugh. This makes it so if I draw any land, I'm in a much better spot. But I have to draw a land first, and if I miss that 3rd land, I'm just toast. Okay. Well, there's somebody with 2 colors in their deck as well, and a Servant of the Conduit. They can play whatever they want. Alright. I also will make energy. Respect. So, what can they do? Whew! This is going to get exciting. What a turn! So on turn 3, they're going to make a bunch of 3/3s and play a Rishkar. Alright. Well then. I feel like I'm playing Magic Duels again. And somebody just got the opening they're looking for. Alright. Game on. Sure. Let's see what they have to do with this Harvester. Because at least right now Harvester can still blank most of this attack if they don't have a way to deal. Survivor's Encampment there. They might be playing the full colors of the rainbow too. Oh my. Well, Harvester's not going to hold up for long.
You do not have to fight alone.
I need to work on my decks, I think. I think I need to be capable of good draws. I don't feel like I do anything like this in Singleton, and I feel like I've been drawn on like this many times. And you could say it's luck, but maybe it's my decks. Maybe I need to build with more godly board states in mind instead of more synergy instead of individual power. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to build around synergy in Singleton because you only get one. So how often are you going to get the cards together? But everybody does it to me.
Strength is born.
Or maybe I'm just biased and that's what I remember happening. Yeah, nice. I don't think I have a sweeper either. I guess I have River's Rebuke. River's Rebuke isn't nothing. We could try to hold out to draw Saheeli Rai off the top and combo kill. I guess that's our out.
You are capable of more than you assume.
Jumperinos. Make an energy. If I draw away... Well, no, that won't work. I was going to say if I draw away to make the Felidar Guardian mana, or if I just draw... No, I'm just trying to find a way to, like, how I could do this on my next turn. I think I've got to survive. Oh! Dead. So dead. Abrade, huh? Okay. Maybe I can live a turn. Play you. All we gotta do is find Saheeli Rai with our Marvel, and life will be great. Except for this fact, how do I gain the energy I need? I can't crew this. Ugh! I can blow up my own Felidar Guardian. I can blow up my own Aether Sphere Harvester to gain the energy to spin the wheel. What could I hit? What could I actually hit that would do it? Well, I'm just going to do it now. You may look at the top 6 cards of your library and right, cast a card among them. So it must be because there's a lot of land. Alright. Well, makes 2 blockers. Angel of Invention, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Block, block. Alright. Let's see what happens. I've got the white source. I've got the Saheeli Rai. Or I don't have the Saheeli Rai. I've got the white source. I have the Saheeli Rai in my deck. You can do it with 6 lands. You can Felidar Guardian, link a land. And I think this takes me to 1 if I did the math. Yep. And that's not Saheeli Rai. Too bad. Would have loved to make him miserable. Wait, I can get one more Marvel spin. That could be Saheeli Rai, right? I can go like this. I can play this. I can blink my Meltdown, bring it back. That gives me 6. I can spin and hit Saheeli Rai. Oh my god.
You've never
I
seen
think we
anything
have to
like
return
this.
good game to our opponent. Because they
I believe in
GG'd
promoting
me.
from within.
Alright, blink target permanent, you. And they're going to scoop. So what we're going to do is blink Saheeli Rai, bring it back, Guardian, make another Guardian, blink Saheeli Rai, make another Guardian, blink Saheeli Rai. They're all going to have haste. We're going to do that until we have 1,000,000 Guardians, and then we're just going to attack for lethal. And I can't believe that just happened. And God, I hope some people watch it. Wow, I almost want to end the video and upload just that. I can't do better. I really can't do better. And I'm worried if I just do one long video, it will get lost in the middle. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording and I'm gonna finish out recording this event, maybe do a 2-parter. But God, I need to make sure. I've never been more, like, I got heart palpitations. That was exciting. I can't believe it happened. And that's the first time I've ever Saheeli Rai Felidar Guardian comboed somebody. And we did it on 1 life after being good gamed. So it doesn't get better. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video. If you stayed till the end, make sure you let me know that you saw the cat combo go off. All right. I'll see you all later. Watch it for more event videos in the future. All right.